All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Ram at the Fights. As you know, PFL kick off their world tournaments. First round, most of the first round they have been celebrating in Orlando, Florida. My guest tonight is a I have the very honor to have him as a guest. He's one of the OGs of the game, former Bellator lightweight champion, runner-up of the lightweight tournament of the PFL lightweight tournament last year. Uh, his name is Brent Primus. Brent, thank you for doing this. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing great. It's my week off right now before I start my training camp next week. So I'm just kind of all the carbs I can and yeah, enjoying life with the kid, the family.
Yeah. So last week, yeah, we're just a week away from your victory. You were initially gonna face Alexander Chavili. He pulled off of the fight. You end up finding Vinicius Sensi. Uh, and as people know the result, we know the result that didn't matter to you. You dominated him. How you feel about your victory?
Good, man. I was wanting to choke him out in the first round. I thought I was going to, but he had him being a Brazilian and a black belt and all that stuff. Obviously he's gonna be hard to submit. But yeah, man, I'm always happy to go in there injury free and get the finish. And I have no injuries. I'm ready to go. I fight June 27th in Chicago, so like I said, I start my fight camp on Monday and getting ready, man. Let's go. I'm gonna be in the finals, and I'm gonna win this tournament. It's gonna be great.
So, as you said, you almost got him on the first round. You clearly dominate. Even in the second round, that was the scramble that he ended up in your guard. You were looking from your guard. You were looking for submissions, looking for having better positions. Well, man, I have to ask you, as your fight is, I saw your last fight similar as your career. Man, you keep going no matter what time passing. You know, you recently turned 40. You keep going. You're training hard, fighting hard. Your fight was similar. You keep pressuring him. You never gave up until you got the finish. 15 seconds left or 14 seconds left, man. What is that keeps you going, man?
I mean, I'm always looking for the finish, always, man. I'm like, especially if I get something on the ground, I feel like it's just a matter of time before I can get that submission or find something, And man, it's a crazy thing, I turned 40 the week before I fought, and that was like a big thing, It's like, dang, he's 40 years old. But man, I think the biggest thing with being 40 and is just like never stopping. I never stop. I'm always going. I'm always in the gym. I'm always training, and I always try to eat healthy. I always give myself like a week to eat just like nothing but cake and ice cream and stuff like that. And I'm doing that right now. But and my coach is like, man, don't get too big. But yeah, man, I'm always looking for the finish. I always am. I wish that PFL had bonuses for finishes. That'd be kind of cool, But yeah, man, I'm excited that I won and got the finish. And like I said, I'm injury free, back to training. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Is it you're talking about the stuff you're eating now this week and stuff? The format of the tournament, is it hard to keep like to monitor all that you're eating? Because I imagine, looking from the outside, I'm like, man, this guy had they end the fight, and probably, as you said, next week you gotta be ready for the next one.
Yeah, man, it sucks, but at the same time, I think it's kind of good for me because I have to go right back into a fight camp, and I have to go right back into dieting instead of taking like months off and getting out of shape and eating whatever I want. And so I like staying busy. It keeps it not only for my paycheck and all that stuff, but or for my bank account, but it's just good for me to stay busy and active, So that's good. I can get pretty big, and after I fought Ghazi in Saudi Arabia, I landed and I had surgery the next day on my knee, and so I couldn't do anything for like 6 weeks. I couldn't do anything at all,
Oh.
and like kind of got a little bit big. So this fight camp or my last fight, like weight cut kind of sucked, So I was like, man, I'm not gonna get that big again. So yeah, I'm watching what I'm eating right now for sure.
Man, and we were talking earlier about the age, and I know you train hard, you keep pushing, and probably age is just a number and don't matter. But the you have been in some wars, you have been in the game for a while. Like how has and MMA, you know that MMA keep evolving, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we can have the big name guy, and he has these new techniques and stuff. How with time you have been adjusting your training with with changes around the sport.
Yeah, man. Like for me, I feel like I always try to like be the hardest worker in the room, no matter what. If we're at strength and conditioning, we're on jiu-jitsu, we're sparring. I'm always trying to be the hardest worker. I put everything as if my life matters, is on the line. Like if we're sparring, it's like, man, this is the last round to the world championship right now, and I always just try my hardest. And also when I first started doing this, we used to spar like twice a day. We used to beat the crap out of each other all the time, and I think it's as we're getting older. Not only that, just as the sport is evolving, people learn, and we're not sparring like we used to, and I'm sparring, probably twice a week, but it's more controlled, and obviously we have knee pads on and everything, shin pads, everything. Back in the day, we were we were lucky if we had gloves on, like no gloves, but we didn't have knee pads on, and it was crazy, So I do think that a lot of it is just adjusting and learning with the game, and not sparring and getting concussed all the time and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I think a lot of it is eating healthy, drinking a lot of water. I know it kind of sounds silly, but drinking a lot of water, eating healthy, and just always being in the gym and being consistent. And that's one thing that I've always been. And I've had this like routine where I always do like, I do over like 2,000 sit-ups every single day and over 500, 500 push-ups and pull-ups every single day. That I've done that for so long that I think that also keeps my body, strong and healthy and injury-free and everything like that. So, but like I said, 40 is just a number.
Yes, sir. And I also turned 40 to in April 2nd, so we're kind of close. So I always rooting for the OGs. So
Like, awesome.
so anything different that changed in your preparation for this tournament compared from the tournament last year?
Um, no, I mean, I pretty much, go fight by fight who I'm fighting. Like, I'll get a good game plan or whatever. But, not really, man. I'm training the same. You know, for that last year, my first three fights, I felt so good. I felt perfect. And then the first like 2 weeks training for Godzi, I tore my meniscus off my bone, and I couldn't. I was on crutches for half of that camp with Godzi, and it was horrible. That was like the hardest camp I've ever went through, and I almost backed out of that fight, and I was going to, but it was $4 million, and then I had a really good surgeon in town drained my knee every single Friday, and giving me plasma shots, and got me off the crutches so I could make it to that fight. And so that was like the biggest thing, was like just going and making it to that fight with Godzi. And I'm so happy that if I fight the way that I know I can, I'm gonna fight him in the finals again, healthier in America. So I'm so happy about that.
Uh, you're speaking about your training and preparation. I follow you on social media, and yeah, your stories all the time, man. You have a very strict regime. Like you're training all the time. If you're not sparring, you're in the gym lifting weights, doing cardio. How you balance your time? Because the other reason I also have admiration for you, because you're a big family man, and that means a lot. I'm also like, always from my kids, my wife. I can see that from you, like how you have your balance between training and family?
Oh, it's so hard. Like that's like my kids, my family are my life, and it is the hardest thing. I remember I told myself a long time ago, like I will not miss my kids' soccer, football practice and stuff like that, and because and I've had to, I've had to miss them from training. I'm training my butt off. I'm training 3 times, 4 times a day, and it is so hard to not be around my kids and family like I want to be. But I know it's all for something. My kids see me working hard, and you know, but it sucks. Like right now, this is my week off. And before I fight my fight camp, and literally I'm just with my kids the whole time, and I'm taking them to the coast right after this. We're gonna go play on the beach for a couple of days, and and they know after my fight it's playtime and all that stuff. But man, I'm gonna win this tournament, and then we're gonna go on vacation for like a month or two. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna win this tournament. We're like just gonna go on vacation for a long time. I told my wife that, so I can't.
and do your kids know what you do? Like they realize it or have an idea or
Yeah, yeah. Kids, I have a 3, 5, and a 7-year old, and my 5 and 7-year old they do jujitsu.
oh
They've been
nice.
for a little over a year, and they're awesome, and I love watching them compete, going in and drilling and doing arm bars, and it is awesome. I love it. But they also have come to my fights before. They watch me fight. They watch me on TV every single time, and they know, man. They know all the hard work and all the sacrifice and all the injuries and everything that I deal with. They see me coming home all the time, black eyes, limping, whatever, So, but I think it's also good for them to see me working hard and having a goal and sometimes winning, or whatever, but providing for the family, just working hard and not only that, just where you can do whatever you want. You don't have to go have a job Monday through Friday, or whatever. You can do whatever you want. If they want to be a professional athlete or a doctor, whatever they want, they can do. It's just they just know there's gonna be a lot of hard work, and they see me working hard. So I think that's the biggest thing is just anything's possible. But man, there's a lot of hard work that's gonna have to be put in to get there.
So I was gonna. I'm a bit curious when when the Bellator when Bellator got purchased by PFL. You were one of the biggest name. Probably because I had never, I haven't, when you talk about Brent Primus, hardworking fighter, but you had never been like vocal like other fighters. Like there's some fighters that were having still having issues, but you were right there on the tournament, like or the season when you start last year. Is that idea was presented to you from the very beginning?
Yeah, yeah. I saw it and they're like, you guaranteed have 2 fights, guaranteed. And if you win, then you get more. I was like, what? Awesome, man. It was so hard for me to get fights in Bellator. And last year I fought 4 times, and it was awesome. It was awesome for me and my family and our bank account and everything, here we are, I'm have my second fight already, and I'm gonna win this one, and then I'm gonna have my third fight for the world title and for $500,000. So I'm happy. I see all these people complaining and bitching or whatever, and I was like, dang man, I don't know. I love PFL and everybody and Ray Sefo and everybody, man. So I have no complaints. I love it. So let's go PFL.
Do you take pride on that? Like, because I I admire that you're a quiet guy. Your talk is on the cage. Like you're not. I haven't seen you like ranting on social media or complaining on interviews. Like you do you also do you take pride on that? Like you're whatever is presented to you, you're gonna do it.
I there was a time when I was really young. I got kicked out of my house, and I was a savage, and I was crazy, and I'm older now. I got kids. I am a Christian. I go to church all the time. I got family and my pastor, everybody watching, and um, man, I just I think all that is nonsense, you know. And not only that, like I respect my opponents so much. I know what it took to get where we're at, and all the sacrifices and everything, and I know that they've done the same thing, and so I give props and respect to all my opponents. I always pray for my opponents and me before we fight, no matter what. And yeah, man, I try not to be a little turd. You know, I got my grandparents watching me and my kids. You know, so uh, but not only that, man, I feel like when I first started training, I was a savage. I was street fighting. I was getting in fights every single weekend. I, I was crazy, you know, and then I started, my buddy's like, man, come and do jujitsu, you should, whatever. And I walked in the jujitsu gym, and the guys made me bow to everybody, no matter what, win or lose. And just like that honor and respect and martial arts and the gi and all that, like definitely changed me. And I think it's different when you grew up in the gi, you know, bowing and it's just different than doing that than growing up on the wrestling mats. Like, you know, like I just don't think there's the respect and the martial arts honor that there is in the gi, you know. And I think that helped me change me and everything for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm also a jiu-jitsu guy. You know, not at a high level, but yeah, I when I first started, it was yeah, like bowing. It was hard for me to understand. Like it was like a humbling yourself, but I
Yeah.
was like kind of always been like peaceful and stuff. But what you telling me like being street fighting, I think it was hard for you, like being like a hothead and like it was hard for you, like bowing and all that stuff.
Oh, that just after like losing, you know, you go to a tournament and if you lose in front of a bunch of people, and man, I have to go battle this guy and tell him thank you and stuff like that, you know. And at first I was just the competitiveness in me, and just the, you know, had so much anger in me. Like I hated losing more than anything in the world, you know, and like and just bowing and stuff like that. But and then all that, just like watching and learning about jujitsu and like Helio and Hickson Gracie and going to Japan, just like all of that, the history, you know, like I fell in love with that and in jiu-jitsu, and I'm thankful that I did, because jiu-jitsu changed my life. It got me off the streets. I was getting into some crazy stuff. So yeah, it definitely saved me for sure.
No, that's a great story, man. And now you are, for my perception, you're an example now for all the upcoming fighters. And I think some some of those young fighters are watching this interview. Hey, this is the guy to follow, because you're gonna get a lot of inspiration. So, Brent, June 26th, right? PFL Chicago semifinals.
June 27th.
27. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I, I got on the email. I forgot already. I probably be there. What can we expect from you that night?
Man, I'm so confident in this fight. I'm fighting Alfie Davis, a younger. He's a world champion kickboxer. His stand up is really good. He just TKO'd or KO'd Clay Collar with a spinning elbow. Um, but I'm really excited about this fight. I really think I can finish him. I really think I can finish him on the feet even too, man. I saw some holes in his game on the feet that I was like, man, I really want to stand bang with him. But at the same time, man, like my jiu-jitsu is world class. I feel like if I get him to the ground, it's just a matter of time before I submit him. But I'm so confident I will submit. I will finish him. I'm gonna finish Alfie for sure, and then I'm pretty sure that's gonna be me in the finals in Hollywood against a rematch with against Godzi, which will be awesome.
All right, Brent, thank you for doing this. I won't take more time of you. I know you're enjoying your time off and you want to be having spent time with your family. Once again, thank you. If you want to tell the people where they can follow you on social media, or if you have any final message, you can do it.
Yeah. You can follow me at Brent Primus 155 on Instagram, and stay tuned. Watch me on ESPN on June 27th in Chicago. Man, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good card. I will finish my opponent and then go into the finals. Let's go.
There you have it, guys. Ren Primus. Ren, you're the OG of the game. Thank you for doing this. And I remind to the viewers to subscribe to the channel and like the interview. Thank you, Brent.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.